Hey everyone, welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya. We are here at Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club after a long weekend of shenanigans. But before we talk about all the shenanigans from this weekend, just in case you forgot, we are having a raffle for a Dirk Nowitzki jersey that is signed. That is right. So if you follow us, that's an entry. If you post us on your story, that's 3 entries. And lastly, if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or YouTube, that is 5 entries. Can't wait to see who wins. We are picking the winner on December 17th, which is coincidentally the NBA Emirates Cup final. Oh my gosh, that is a mouthful to say, Charlie Van. And I'm not even on your level of exhaustion. I had a day off today. I played video games all day. I got a lot of sleep. I'm feeling great. Charlie Van, how are you feeling?
It's a Heineken Zero kind of Monday. That's how I'm feeling.
I love that you have your label turned around.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It is a sober Monday here because of all the shenanigans.
Not for me.
Whiskey tequila does not mix.
Not for
so
Tanner.
Don't.
See, Tanner and I had fun.
Sure.
But we're good, yeah?
Actually, I was pretty tanked all weekend.
So,
I don't know what got into me, but I was drunk the whole weekend. I don't know what I'm doing.
Your body just bounces back better than mine.
That's true. I don't party quite as hard as you two.
I was gonna say, like, you tanked me. I was like drunk from Saturday at 11 till about yesterday 7 p.m. Like, I just kept drinking, and I drank all kinds of things. Like Saturday, I drank the Donkey Punch at Notting Donkey.
Nice.
No, not the Donkey Punch. Sorry, the Purple Nurple. That's what I drank.
Purple Nurple.
And then I drunkenly was taken to Total Wine after the games because I wanted to get more rum because I didn't want to mix. And so I went to Total Wine, wasted, bought a bottle of rum, came home and started drinking rum and cokes for the rest of the night. And then
Yar, matey.
Yeah, I was full pirate. I loved it. And then yesterday was a Jack and Coke kind of day. That's how I got through the Cowboy game, which I only half watched. Because
I don't think
mental
you really
health over
had to
everything,
watch.
guys.
I ended up helping a friend with her new bar. It's this one on my hat here. You might can see it.
Be home
Be
soon.
home soon. So we'll do a podcast over there at some point.
That's exciting.
Yeah, man. I've been like the handyman doing little honeydews.
Honeydews.
Hanging shelves and fixing computers.
Sir, you are a man of many talents. I did not know you were Mr. Fix-It over here.
Get me on your team.
And
Shit
now,
improves.
Mr. Karaoke again here on Wednesday nights
That's
at
true.
Underdog.
Yes, you
That's
are.
right. Wednesday nights here at Underdog. I'm running karaoke, so come out and see Throw It Back Karaoke. It's going to be a bunch of fun.
Okay, define Throw It Back. Like, do you only play, like, songs from a certain year over, or is it just called that to be cute?
It's just called that to be cute, but my preference is, like, throwbacks. So, you know, come on down and get nostalgic, man.
Do you have a throwback song you like to do?
Oh, yeah. Fight for Your Right to Party.
It's a good one.
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
There you go.
That's one of
Def
mine.
Leppard.
That is one of mine.
I dig it.
Now, 90s wise, I love to do some Eagle Eye Cherry, Save the Night.
You know, that song's 30 years old, so I think it
It does qualify. That's crazy that it's 30 years old.
I was gonna say I would do some like vintage Britney Spears, like an Oops I Did It Again or a Drive Me Crazy.
There you go. That was one of my favorite costumes I saw at Halloween. It was Britney Spears and the Spaceman.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is fun.
It was super fun. Oh boy, Charlie, tell us about your party.
Yeah, tell us about your party, because I only got to see you at the end of the night, so you were already blitzed when I saw you.
Like an NFL blitz. Yeah, we had a lot of fun Saturday over at Over Under in the Village. So there was Cowboys Experience was over there. So got to meet Rico Dottle.
Before he had a decent game,
yeah.
By the way. He played well as you could in that situation.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun just watching sports, daytime shenanigans, watching Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Having some good craft beers, as one does.
Yeah.
Maybe a shot.
Wait. You drank craft beers and then switched to hard liquor and didn't like
Nobody
choose a
says
liquor?
I don't make rookie mistakes. Always.
Wow. We were joking about this literally last Monday. I'm dead.
Yes, I know. I know. That's actually one of the cocktails here, right? Rookie mistake.
It is.
And I did, and not eating either does not help. Well, I had food during the day, but I got to eat
Not
at night.
enough.
Yeah, not for my body.
Need
I burned through.
$25 a Taco Bell to set it all straight.
Me and my Chihuahua have the same metabolism, burns right through.
Oh my gosh. Poor Chewy. Chewy ate a lot of treats at my house. Everybody was
Yeah.
spoiling him.
Chew ate, I did not eat.
Oh my goodness. We had Chewy,
I
Romo,
ate
and
regret.
Entei under one roof, and all of our friends were just so excited about it.
Yeah, whiskey and tequila doesn't mix.
No, it does not. Don't ever do that again. Please don't.
No. Oh, I might have had vodka too. I don't know. Did someone have vodka?
I did have a bottle of vodka out there. I don't know if you touched it, though.
That's
I
the
don't
best
know.
situation. Did somebody have vodka? Well, the answer's you, buddy. That's
It
Oh
was,
no,
it
there
was the
was
Deep
there
Eddies
was
grapefruit.
clear, there was clear, and yeah. So you
Feeling
you,
pretty good.
You can say you learned your lesson.
You know what? It's okay. We all have what Steven calls a bad day in the office once in a while. As long as you rehydrate, you get some snacks in you today,
Gatorade.
and you'll be okay come Friday, even Thursday.
What probably made it worse was that Cowboys game.
Yeah.
dude.
We don't have to go there just yet. Let's talk about what was so fun about Saturday. And by that, I mean college football.
Oh, boy.
SMU did not play, so I got to be a full-on spectator and make fun of Miami for losing. And now SMU's #1 in the ACC for now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Texas had a huge day, crushing Florida.
Yes, they
big,
did.
big time.
How's your boy?
Steven, he's really analytical when it comes to his teams, and he actually picked this game as the trap game for them. And he was like, I hate that I'm right, because apparently there's history between Miami and Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech seems to have Miami's number. But we're getting closer and closer to that possibility of SMU and Miami having to face off in Charlotte for the ACC championship game, which is funny in itself. And then you add the layer on that game would be a week after Steven's birthday and a week before my birthday. So we're going to have the most awkward birthday celebration ever, if that's the case.
Well, super fun.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then other college football action, Alabama and LSU played, and Alabama took that win. Georgia taking their loss and shaking up the rankings.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. Do they do the college football rankings on Mondays or Tuesdays? I can't remember.
Is it Mondays?
The ones on ESPN. I'm assuming it's Tuesdays because we're watching Monday Night Football right now.
Yeah, it's probably Tuesday.
So I'm really interested to see how the committee is going to rank everything. And then, as you guys know, the top 4 teams are the champions by conference, and then it's a ranking after that. So you've got a school like BYU, who's currently leading the Big 12, that narrowly escaped Utah, by the way. One of the few undefeated teams left. They're automatically going to be a 3 or 4 seed, which is just crazy to me. But, we can talk about the rankings when they come out tomorrow. But I am having a really good time watching college football, not just because SMU is good, but also because of this 12-team playoff. So
And SMU is really good.
we are really
They are
good.
really good.
Pony up,
Pony
bitches.
up.
I'll see you at Club Takeaway. Bottle
Right.
service and VIP all the way.
We should do a game day Barley House sometime.
We should. Barley House is one of my favorite places to watch SMU games. I go almost every home game. I've been over there now.
Nice.
That or Milo's. Milo's just did their reopening.
Yeah, I
Bar's
saw-
beautiful on the inside. Not that it wasn't
I-
beautiful before, but it looks really nice.
It looks like a completely different place.
Yes and no. They still got the lights
I
on,
haven't
which makes
been
me
yet.
happy.
Yeah.
I have not.
It's a culture shock to me because going to Milo's for 25 years and it being what it was,
Yeah.
and then seeing a fresh spick and span, it's a totally different experience.
I want to go. So I went during the SMU Pitt tailgate. So
Yeah.
I only went before the game because then I went to Barley House for the game. But it was packed, absolutely
yeah.
packed. And, it was good vibes all around. You had a lot of Pitt fans travel, by the way, which was weird. But
College
I
football,
definitely
man.
can't wait to go back.
No one's more devoted than college football fans.
I just love it. It's fun when your team is involved.
Oh,
Do we want to get into our shot takes?
I guess you're making me do Cowboys conversation, Cowboys therapy, which I don't even know if therapy is like an appropriate word anymore.
No, it's just doom scrolling. That's
Yeah, it is. It's like we're in this toxic relationship that we can't seem to get out of. Like
Every week.
I've been texting these two for a week now, saying we need to talk about something else. We need to talk about something else. But we'll touch on the Cowboys. We'll get into the comments made by Micah Parsons today or yesterday, and then talk about also what CD Lamb said. But before we get into that, shot takes. Charlie, why don't you go first since Tanner's doing your shot for you?
yeah, mine was.
I'm gonna fall on that grenade for you, buddy.
That's
Good.
friendship. That's
Good,
love.
sir. Thank you. Mine was Dottle touchdown, and I believe also Ferguson.
And how many touchdowns were in this game?
Man, it was like my Heineken 0.
That was a good one. Yeah, I'm here for that one.
Nice.
What about you, Tanner? Tanner, you got yours correct, which
I
is
got
even
mine
funnier
right.
that you're doing this shot.
That's true. I got mine right. Mine was Brandon Aubrey's going to be the only scoring Cowboy, and I was right twice.
Yep.
Just terrible.
Terrible.
news.
No 70-yard field goal
Now, my
attempt,
wife
though.
has him on her fantasy team, and that guy scores fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the most powerful kicker in the game.
Did you think there was going to be the 70-yard? Like,
You know what? I thought for maybe around the second quarter, I was like, these guys could do it.
Today could be the day.
Today could be the day. And then it just completely spiraled out, just being the worst game of all time. But,
Yeah.
that's being a Cowboy fan.
I mean, well, my shot take going into this is I thought we weren't even going to score points. So congratulations to you for
That's
getting
right.
that part right. And then my other half of my shot take was that we would see Trey Lance, which we did. And we saw him throw interceptions and not increase his trade value. So that was great.
I mean, it was worth seeing.
I mean, we're going to continue to see him outside of them signing Will Grier. I don't know what the plan is there. I mean, I guess Will Grier is their emergency third quarterback at this point. But anyway, Charlie, Tanner, don't cheers
Here
with
we
water.
go.
It's bad luck.
All right. Well, I don't think there's more bad luck that can already come to this team.
Cheers, Tanner.
Cheers. Yeah, well, I liked how people thought Cooper Rush was going to be like the savior and like
Everyone always does.
and it's like I don't know what you have been watching from him. I mean, in that 2022, you had 2 running backs to help him out. They simplified everything. Now you're in a time where, I mean, really we don't utilize no effective run game and really bad play calling.
I
so
mean, did you see Zeke fumbled the ball at
Yeah.
the goal line again?
So I mean,
it was a comedy of errors, quite frankly.
that's all this season's been is a lot of errors. Not to mention one of the, I guess, the biggest one that it will shine on this error is our sunlight issue.
Yeah, I watched that play in real time, and I thought CD had it. The route was perfect. He was wide open, but you could see the reflection of the sun on his visor, and you're just like, why would we keep shooting ourselves in the foot with home field advantage? Like, what is that?
Look, here you understand, we might have to just rebuild the stadium.
Yeah.
Tear it back
Okay.
down.
Tear it down.
Rebuild. Redo. Well, it's interesting.
There's a lot of things that need to be torn down and rebuilt in that
Man,
building.
some curtains ain't that expensive, Jared. It's $1 billion stadium.
Okay, you wanna hear something funny?
0.01%.
They've added curtain during one of the WWE events. I think one of like
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
when they do concerts, they drop
Yeah.
curtains. Like
Insane.
I remember when I went to Taylor Swift, they have curtains.
And today, during Mike McCarthy's
God, I
press
didn't think
conference,
about that.
yeah, they do curtains. And when Mike McCarthy today,
that's
he has a
ridiculous.
sun blocker when he's doing his press conference.
Bro, I saw that too.
Yeah.
They got his little sun,
Sun visor.
there,
Unless that was Jerry trolling, I don't know. But
Who
novel
knows?
concept.
No, it's just like with everything someone says in the public with this team, it's like they're digging a deeper and deeper hole of stupidity.
It's bad.
Like
Yeah.
like we say dumb stuff all the time, but we're not professionals.
That's our job.
Yeah, we're supposed to say dumb things. This is
I mean, we
getting-
are drinking while we're doing it, so.
This
Some
is
of
getting
us.
ridiculous.
Not today, maybe not. I'll still say dumb things.
But yeah, it's just, between the issues with the sunlight, and then you have what Micah Parsons said about coaching, and Mike McCarthy's going to be out the door, and I feel bad for players, and it's a bad look all around. And then ESPN kept replaying the gif from last week of Dak Prescott saying we fucking suck on the sideline. There are no good vibes here, guys. None.
No.
There is no joy in Mudville.
These bad vibes started last February, last
Agreed.
March. So it's just, the fact that we haven't won a home game since last December. The fact that now, you see the level of frustration. Jerry kind of sarcastically taking shots at Dak, yesterday. Is he having buyer's remorse?
Out of an owner, is him to take pot shots.
See,
Yeah.
this is what confuses me about Dak agreeing to that contract. You know who Jerry is. You know what that front office is. You probably could have tested free agency and gotten a shit ton of money elsewhere, and you probably would have had better mental health. You probably would have had a better team around you. I don't understand, from his perspective, why he did that. Ego. But he has family members constantly running their mouth about how miserable he is playing for the Cowboys.
When someone waves $250 million in front of your face, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I think there are.
So you're telling me you could be bought like that? You personally?
If I'm making
Yeah.
that, for
you
sure.
could be like,
Jerry, put me in, buddy. I'm right here. Right here.
I think
you
it
can
goes-
see me, reach me, touch me. You can even fire me when it's over.
ew.
I think it goes.
That is gross.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it goes back to a couple things. I think one, comfortability. You know this system, this town, you've built your family. The other two is one of the reasons why also Jerry did pay the money. The unknown, the fear of the unknown, and you know what you got.
Oh, well. Speaking of the unknown, another conversation topic that's being casually thrown around, and Tanner is going to love me for bringing this one up. There is more conversation about Deion Sanders being the potential next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because of how awful Sunday was and how awful this season's been. It's very likely that Shedeur Sanders is going to be off the board in maybe the first 4 picks. Dallas probably won't pick till maybe 8, 9, 10, 11 is my best guess at this point, unless they fucking tank from here on out, and they're trying to. But even then, I don't think it makes sense to bring in Shedeur when you just paid Dak. But then again,
Yeah.
you don't know what Dak's health is going to look like after
That's
the
right.
surgery. There's so many question marks, and the probability of bringing in Deion and Shedeur is back up again. What do you guys think?
You know what I think?
He's all for Deion.
It's a done deal.
You think there's already a deal on the table? You think they're talking about it? You think?
To
You think Jerry
that
is
Deion
sabotaging?
and Jerry have not had conversations about this is foolish. It's definitely happened. It's definitely in the best interest of the Cowboys circus. Because it's a circus.
It's interesting. It's not a betting favorite though right now. Mike
so?
Vrabel is a betting.
Mike
favorite.
Vrabel. Wow. What about Bill
Favorite.
Belichick?
He's number 2.
Number 2.
Belichick would never.
He is number 2. Oh, I think if you're
You know who
desperate.
was really thirsty for this job? Rex Ryan.
Oh yeah.
He's been singing, songing, and dancing on ESPN, low key, putting himself out there and then taking himself off the board, saying that a deal was done for him to be DC this season, and then they went 180 with Mike Zimmer.
I don't think he wants to be head coach, but I think DC again. Okay, actually I was wrong. It was Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson, but Ben is going to be too expensive for us.
Can you believe we live in a world where it's too expensive for Jerry Jones?
Yeah. So, and then I think
Fuck.
Well,
Belichick.
after you
I think
just spent all
Belichick
that
is
money
falling.
on-
Dak and CD.
Yeah.
And potentially Micah Parsons.
Guess who was plus 900 though?
Who's that?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay, I heard that, and I hate this idea. I think Cliff Kingsbury is the perfect offensive coordinator if he has a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do well with Dak, and I don't think he's a good leader. He's great to look at, though.
Yeah. You need a Lamar Jackson out there for
You
him.
need a Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler
Mahomes.
Murray.
How about Lincoln Riley?
We're bringing this up again. You think he's going to leave OU?
You mean USC?
Sorry, USC. Wow.
He might.
I'm living in like 2017.
If the opportunity, yeah, I mean, there's always a chance. It just depends on what that looks like. Granted, I would put him a lot lower than like a Bill Belichick. Mike Vrabel is a guy that I thought that they were going to look, or even for a DC.
You know, and he's the kind of guy that will really get in that ass.
He's he'll open those doors.
Spread those
them
cheeks.
Yes, very cheeky. Yeah, he's intense, and that's what we need. We thought we were gonna get that with Zimmer, who just kind of went cold, but Vrabel, I mean,
was Zimmer hot ever? I feel
wait,
like
are you talking about looks here?
No.
No, he is known for his intensity.
No, he hasn't been intense at all this season. If Micah Parsons out here running his mouth about how like coaching does nothing, clearly there's no coaching happening.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Zimmer we're getting now is not the Zimmer that
he's more of a butt tapper than a butt opener.
I think right now he's just a paycheck grabber.
Yeah.
You know,
just a paycheck grabber.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too. You're in for 1 year. I mean, it's kind of like I felt like that was a weird situation.
Yeah, I'll take your money for a year. You can do anything for a season.
That's true. And it's not like you're going to get fired because your contract's up anyway. And
yeah, who
why
cares?
go through all that drama unless something like...
Go over there and make a few mil.
He must not allow to be
college?
intense.
Come on, man.
Something's up there.
Who knows? And, you know, we talked about this. Like, it could just be Jerry sabotaging to get the pick, get the coach, get whatever.
If so, he's not slick about it.
When has he been slick about anything?
Man, that's the truth.
Except in business, I hear he's pretty fucking slick, actually.
You mean oil slick?
I don't want one of those right now, but that would have been a perfect time for an oil slick shot. That would have been great.
Yikes.
Well, that's that. Philly kicked the shit out of us. It is what it is. Let me ask you this. Looking at how Philly has been trending, Washington just lost a close one to the Steelers. I was going to point to Luke. I was going to say Luke's people.
Well, Luke is over here.
Luke's over here.
Joined some wings, rocking his Steelers.
So I really just wanted to be like those people over there. But anyway, you know, so how are you feeling about that?
People?
How are you feeling about the NFC East now? It definitely is a two-horse race between the
Eagles and the Commanders.
Commanders, I was going to say the other word. Where do you stand? Like, how do you see this going?
Let's go Commanders.
You know what? Eagles might be taking over now.
I would love the
Didn't want
Commanders.
a minute.
But I think Philly is heating up at the right time, and it hurts my feelings to say that.
I think experience.
Does it Jalen hurts your feelings?
Saquon Barkley is hurting your feelings.
He can crush me with those quads.
Experience.
He's so pretty.
I think
he's so pretty.
Commanders are still in the conversation, but I think you're seeing the experience factor.
Do most guys find Saquon Barkley attractive too? Like, can you look at... Luke says, I wish I was Saquon.
You know, I've never really watched him a lot.
Luke, you don't have anything to worry about. You're beautiful.
You are.
Our numbers have shown
yes,
that you
have helped.
are the most important part of our show.
I sent them all the metrics. I was like, so Luke's famous. It's fine.
Boy.
Oh, don't you just love working in analytics? Anyway, I really think Philly's probably going to win this division, but Washington probably will get it on a wild card and make it interesting. Love to see Washington take an L to Pittsburgh, only for that growth, only for that reality, for that grounding moment, because I think that's going to help propel them through the rest of the season. You can't just get away with all these close wins. Like what they did in Chicago was a little crazy, right? But now, you know, you got tested against a possible Super Bowl contender over there, and they kept it close. They only lost by 1 point, you know? So sky's the limit for that team, but my head is saying Philly's going to win this division.
They're looking at like it. I don't like it, but I only got option A and option B. And I mean, tough. I would like Commanders to take it over, but I think this is exactly where you do see the experience of the Eagles. But hey, I mean, the Commanders though, they have that, like you said, they have that grit. They're scrappy. They're overachieving right now, which is good for them. You know what?
Definitely.
I'll never forget, it was the 2020, COVID season. Dak gets hurt. Commanders obviously, won that division, but they had that same scrappiness. And so anything can happen.
Even before They got Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn at head coach. Even last year, they showed signs of being a very scrappy, fun, exciting team to watch. A team on the rise, if you will. You could argue they were literally one quarterback away. And possibly, now maybe there's a hole at running back or there's a hole at wide receiver. I don't know. Scary Terry's really picked up lately. But that defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see when the Commanders and Eagles play each other.
Yeah.
Just to see how that math adds up there. I already know how it's going to add up against us. It's going to be subtracted.
I know. We still have to play Washington twice. We have to play Philly one more time, and we have to play the Giants on Thanksgiving.
Yep. And that could be a really just all-around bad game with the Giants. Just a field goal, maybe the 70-yard for Turkey
You know what?
Day.
That would be a Thanksgiving miracle for me. That would make me so happy.
We will get on FaceTime, and we will do a shot at that time, and then the next episode we will do another shot. That's how
1,000%.
excited
Here's
we
a
will be.
scary thought. Can we even beat Carolina?
No. Carolina has a better organization than the Cowboys do right now because even though
Can we
they
even
suck,
beat Carolina?
I feel
Okay,
like they
I
still
don't
feel
think
like
that's a fair
team.
question. Carolina just won 2 games in a row. You're
I'm
not talking
saying.
about a 0-something team. Bryce Young is actually putting together games right now.
That's right. They're on the come up.
And they just beat the Giants.
I think it's a fair question.
I don't think that's a fair question. I think that's insulting to Hottie Dave Canales, the coach.
Okay, there
and
it
it's
is.
insulting
That's exactly.
to Bryce Young. It's insulting to that defense.
I understand liking something more when you can gawk at it. I understand that.
He's beautiful. Google
Baywatch
him.
was the highest rated TV show in history at its time.
This is why I have a hot coach ranking.
Okay. Let me rephrase it.
Now that I'm in my 30s, I got to look at the coaches, not the players.
Let me just rephrase that. As yes, Carolina's starting to turn some things around a little bit, but it's
I
just
think it was
to
an
think
insulting
that they,
question, though. I really do.
well,
I do. Like,
sorry,
it would be
Carolina,
different. It would be different if
but-
you were talking about a team that hadn't won a game yet or had only won 1 game at this point. Carolina is doing the best they can.
But I don't know if we can
And
beat a team that hasn't
Guess
won
what?
yet.
They're probably not going to have the number 1 overall pick. It's probably going to be the Giants or us at this rate.
you know,
I don't know,
number one, number two.
what
We
is
only
the
got
rate?
3 wins.
That's right.
What does the Raiders have?
Raiders.
Jacksonville too.
Yeah,
Right.
Jacksonville.
Titans. So
It's a lot of room at the bottom.
yeah,
It's a party down south.
It's a party down south.
it's
man.
just how the tides have turned.
Anyway.
Yikes. All right, well, moving on.
Whoops. Okay. Before we jump to next week's game, any games stand out to you guys yesterday outside of the Pittsburgh Commanders game? That was really fucking good.
I think not Rams, but Lions making a comeback and the Texans.
So I was going to
Man,
say,
that
Sunday
was a
night
great
football
game.
was
Yeah.
absolute fucking fire.
Yeah.
Detroit is doing some freaking magical things. How the hell are you winning a game when your quarterback throws 5 interceptions?
That's
How?
right. I don't know.
And Jared Goff,
How do you
to this
lose
point,
a game when you have 4,000 yards? It's insanity.
So this is the thing. I think teams like Detroit and Kansas City, who blocked a field goal to win their game with Taylor Swift in the house, and she's actually playing on the thing right now, so this is perfect.
I dig.
But these teams know how to win in adversity. These teams come together when these moments happen. You get punched in the mouth 6, 7, 8 times, and somehow these 2 teams come right back up
sure
and
do.
punch back. It's kind of a beautiful thing to watch. I know, like, being a Cowboys fan sucks right now, but there are some really great football moments happening outside of that.
Oh, 1,000%. It's a great time to be a fantasy football
Yes, and we are all fantasy
Oh, no.
football players.
Mine's horrible right
Maybe
now.
not for you.
No,
Maybe
no,
not,
not
you
for
know.
me.
Maybe not for
Yeah, not. This has not been my weekend.
Oh, dude.
No, I was just telling Luke over here that Dak was my starting quarterback, and I plugged in Russell Wilson this week, and I was like, oh, I'm good. All set.
Right.
Don't miss a beat. Still getting those W's.
Shouts out Jamar Chase going over 100 points in our league.
Absolutely. That's insane.
Completely insane.
Let's see
Completely
what it
unhinged.
So crazy.
How-
If you had the stack of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, you walked in to work on Friday morning the happiest motherfucker alive.
True that.
I'm 3-6.
Ooh.
Oh, is Hill playing tonight?
Yeah, he's playing,
okay.
but he's got a torn ligament in his wrist. He's
Oh,
probably
but-
done after today.
Man,
Oh, no.
I had Sermon. He got 1 point. The Ravens defense got 1 point.
Nice.
I started the Eagles defense, and they had 20 points.
Had Noah Brown. Mixon, though, 22.
No, but, we saw some outstanding games. Detroit, Houston, Kansas City over Denver. I'm trying to remember the other one. Not Pittsburgh and Washington. I just felt like the entire 12 o'clock slate was just fucking nuts. I had Red Zone on, and it was just ping-ponging back and forth. It was just really chaotic.
It was a busy day, for sure.
It was a lot of fun. But tonight is Monday Night Football. We've got the Rams and Dolphins set to kick off here in a little bit. We're here at Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club for poker night and pool night. And, of course, Monday Night Football, there's a Stars game going. Stars are currently up against Pittsburgh.
You weren't talking about crushing it.
6-0. And the second period just started.
Yeah, that escalated fast.
Oh.
Absolutely. Okay, so next week, Charlie, who do we have now?
We have the Texans Monday Night Football.
Woof.
I'll be at that game.
So you're going with Dad.
Well, I am going.
Thoughts and prayers to both of you.
Emotionally.
The Texans are going to need a big bounce back game, right? We can all agree with that. The way they lost to Detroit, they gave it everything they had. They wore those hot red uniforms, by the way.
There you go.
Didn't care for them.
You didn't like those?
No.
I liked them.
It was something about them. I wish I could explain it better, but it looked like a kind of chewed up Tootsie Pop. And I just wasn't feeling it, man.
What do you think about all the different uniform switch-ups?
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I like the throwbacks a lot. I like when the Chargers hit their powder blues. That's really fun.
I like the old
you know.
Seahawks.
Old Seahawks is good.
I enjoyed the color rushes way more than anyone should have. There were certain color rushes, like when Baltimore does all purples. Love the all purples.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed this season is the helmets. Some of these helmets have been absolute freaking fire. So I think it was Baltimore that did the purple matte helmets.
Those were cool.
Beautiful. The Jets have a metallic green. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, I like those.
Jets also have a really great all-black uniform I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've just started paying attention to those nuances more than I probably should have. Probably because the Cowboys suck.
True. Who's worse, the Jets or the Cowboys?
That's a really tough thing. I actually was thinking about this yesterday. So the Jets got blown out by the Cardinals yesterday.
Oof.
And the problem is that the only reason I would say the Jets are the Cowboys, and it's not hometown bias by any means, because I'm the harshest Cowboys fan you will ever meet. But don't make that face at me. The Jets brought in Aaron Rodgers. They brought in his friends. Then they went and fired the coach. And they're still in fucking disarray.
The Hat Man is in control of that organization right now.
The Hat Man?
The Hat Man.
What do you mean by that?
When you do too much ayahuasca, you get
Is he a
visited
Mad Hatter?
by the Hat Man.
That's
the
funny.
Hat Man.
That's funny.
Hat Man's out there running defense too, man.
My God, you go into the season and you've got, they have Devontae Adams that they traded for, and you thought that trade was going to turn everything around, because you would think pairing Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson together, you're like, fuck yeah, double threat, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback,
Right.
and then you have a stellar running back in Breece Hall. Why can't they figure it out? See, at least the Jets have weapons, right?
True.
But the fact that they can't get it together is the reason why I think they're worse off than the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are bad on paper.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Ooh, it's a coin toss for me, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand.
It's really tough. I think they're in the same boat. I really do. I know that, I know.
Boring answer.
No,
Alert,
yeah, it may
alert,
be. It
boring
may be.
answer.
So, Jets, Cowboys for the Sacco?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that show. I think if the Jets and the Cowboys were to play right now,
Nobody wins.
I do think
We definitely don't.
on paper the Jets would win, but they would find a way to lose to us. Something crazy will happen. Aaron Rodgers will twist an ankle.
I'm going to say the Cowboys. Here's the thing, because we don't have anybody throwing. Like literally anybody, and that will give the Jets the glory. At least yes, is not. Aaron Rodgers looks like he is in the rearview mirror, but he's way better than Rush and Trey Lance right now. Maybe Will Grier, maybe he can finally. He had that little spice the end of last preseason before we're like, you're out for Lance.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you got nobody throw the ball now, can't get much worse.
Feed Zeke. Somebody feed Zeke.
So he can fumble at the goal line.
Hey, man.
I can't. So I don't even know what the spread is for this game on Monday night, but I can only imagine. I'm going to guess it's probably 6.5 or 7.
Yeah. Well, let's look at it. We have the technology.
Yeah, you look it up, and in the meantime, I'm going to just say a lot of bratty things. Houston has Nico Collins back from injury. Tank Dell has been struggling with back issues. You got Daddy Dalton here for a revenge game. C.J. Stroud doing C.J. Stroud-ish things. I know he's in a bit of a sophomore slump, but I would say offensively their weakness is that O-line. But the Cowboys...
I'm about to say, isn't he just getting, sacked to death?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
He's got no protection. It reminds me of that first year that the Cowboys, the Texans were, in existence when I was in middle school. And David Carr had the record for being sacked the most times ever.
Big oof.
Yeah, that was a big oof.
Houston,
I got C.J. Stroud in another
7.5.
league, and he got negative 40 points because he got sacked to death.
Oy vey. Hate to see it.
I like playing in leagues where every play either helps you or hurts you, and it's severe in either case.
See, I inflated points in our league, and people voted against certain structures this year, and we took them off. We were having point scores in the 200s and 300s last year, and I was thinking it's more fun. And I also think it's fun to play defenders and score them on how many tackles they have or how many passes defended. And
we don't do a full defensive roster, but we do have impact for fuck ups.
I like that.
Which
Impact
is
for
good.
fuck ups. That's a stat we need on NFL.com.
If you drop a pass, that's negative points.
You fucked up.
Right? Come on.
If you can't see the ball in the sun,
Right.
you fucked up.
Right? Your whole organization's trash. Throw it right in the trash.
Oh, gosh.
Just
okay.
bundle it up. Waste management, come get this shit, bro.
So, you looked up the spread, right?
7.5 minus 7.5 for the
All
Texans.
right. Texans are 7.5-point favorites. They ideally should double up our score.
Oh,
We literally have no offense. They
None.
have somewhat of
We
a
got
defense.
a big old boot.
And Overshawn
Is the
has
only
bursitis in his knee.
Oh,
Oh, no.
he's dead now too.
Yeah.
Great. Great. I don't know. Do we want to do shot takes on the Cowboys game, or should we just do our shot takes for the UFC fight card this weekend?
UFC fight card.
See, the UFC fight card, I'm going to be pretty... I don't have a clue. It's going to be all vibes.
Vibes. What do you think, Charlie?
Man, I just felt like we're just going to be neglecting to take a shot every week with the
Wait,
Cowboys.
I could make shot bets on Tyson and
Let's do
fucking-
that. I love that idea. Let's do that instead. That's an even playing field.
Okay.
We can talk about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul because the Cowboys are really effing depressing.
Do we want to have a party here for that?
Do we? Are we?
We can.
I'd be down.
Friday night.
It's Friday night, right?
So fun fact, Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club is showing the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight here as well as UFC 309 on Saturday. It is a weekend packed of combat sports, and that is just the way we like it. Do we have a time for the... I know the fight is here in Dallas, so I'm assuming the fight will be at normal fight time, after 10 p.m., right?
Yeah. Live on Netflix.
How many rounds?
I think there's 10. 10?
10 or 12?
Yeah. They've been to about 10.
10 rounds?
Yeah.
10 2-minute rounds, right?
3
If he
minutes
doesn't,
usually.
if Tyson does not knock him out in the first round,
It's not going to happen.
it'll go 5 rounds, and he'll knock him out.
I don't...
I have Jake Paul decision.
I hate that.
I-
I have Mike Tyson in 8. I
Okay.
think it's going to be very similar to when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. They're not going to let Floyd take an L, right? I don't think they're going to let Mike Tyson take an L, but they need the content to get the views, so that fight's going to be long.
Jake's going to be too fast for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
61.
not real.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's going to be a show. It's going to be like watching one of your WWE things.
You should have had it just as an exhibition then.
If he dies.
Because here's the thing. If it was exhibition like it was Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, it doesn't hurt anybody. But the fact that they made it, bro, like they want Jake Paul to win this. They want, because it just builds up his product, because people, even though he won't fight anybody
but
that is.
how dare you disgrace a legend like that? Like,
it's
that's
Tyson's
fighting
to lose.
Yeah.
I really feel this way.
I don't know. I'm
He
sticking to
doesn't
my
need
guns.
the money. He doesn't need the glory. He doesn't need anything. He's going out there. It's like, all right, I'll fuck this kid
It's
up.
fine. Jake Paul is going to try to qualify for the Olympics either way. This is just for money. This isn't real life.
But if you lose to, I don't care if it was, Mike Tyson like 20 years ago, but if you lose to 61, yes, he's got some power, but come on. Jake Paul is like, what, 220?
Okay, what about this? What if this fucking shit ends in a draw? What if we all tune into this fucking hot mess, watch it for however many hours it goes, and this shit ends in a draw because of what it is?
Then there better be a thriller in Manila or something.
Well,
do we care enough? Like, honestly, do we care enough?
I think it's fun to see Mike Tyson fight. I don't care who it is.
Okay, it's fun to watch them fight, but do we care about the end result? Do we care about the implications moving forward?
Well,
really,
I think if you're anti-Jake Paul, you're everybody out. The only Tyson, I should say, Tommy Fury was the only one to take away Jake, give him an L, and that was a split decision. But that was a legit boxer.
Yeah.
Ever since then, Mike Perry, like all these MMA guys, he's put them away. And now you get a real boxer, but you're getting still a 61-year-old boxer who I think has to win in the first 3 rounds. The longevity and the activity is going to go to Jake Paul, who can move, and he's got the speed.
Yeah, I'm changing my answer. This shit's going to end in a draw.
I still got my boy Tyson.
Okay, Tyson, draw, Jake
Paul.
Take it right here from Carl the Tooth Williams.
Okay, so from one fight card to another, moving on, UFC 309 will be taking place at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
This Saturday, the long-awaited John Jones-Stipe Miocic fight for the heavyweight crown. Fucking finally, Charlie Van.
Finally, 1 year later.
This fight should have happened years ago, right?
Well, if John had moved up, yes. But this is, a year, year in the making. I don't know how it feel. Like I'm excited, but I'm also like, because it's been a minute, Stipe, 42, 43. I mean, I still feel like, he has the IQ, but when you keep pushing fights off, and I know it wasn't their fault, John got hurt, but like you said, I would have loved to see a couple years ago if John would have moved up sooner to heavyweight.
So the one thing you got to remember about Stipe is this man is a fucking firefighter.
Yeah.
He is in shape 24/7, 365. And he is, at his peak, he was the most dominant heavyweight of all time, right? The guy is one of the most well-rounded fighters, specifically for the heavyweight division. He ain't a stand and bang and fall over after one round kind of guy. He had the cardio, he had the wrestling, and he has exquisite boxing. This is so exciting for me because I feel like John Jones kind of matches up on all those counts. I think John Jones, when he was a 205er, had the best cardio. I think he had the best striking. I think he could wrestle when he absolutely had to. He did struggle with guys that are taller than him when you think about when he fought Thiago Santos and when he fought Dominic Reyes. Those were struggles. He still won, but those were the only times you saw little like kinks in the armor. So given that, plus you add 2 or 3 years, I feel like it's such a pick 'em. It's a total toss-up.
Well, I think that's my worry with Stipe. The longevity, the time off, 2021, the last time we saw him, which was that loss to, knockout loss to Francis Ngannou. Yes, he's a fighter, but they're still being active inside that cage. And yes, John got hurt, but he's at least had a year remove. And so, I mean, technically wise, IQ wise, Stipe should definitely make it a fight. I'm just interested to see what both of their accuracy and reaction time is gonna be. I know who the real number one guy is, and we'll see if that happens. But I think long game, John Jones.
So you're going John Jones in how many rounds?
I think he can win it within 3 submission.
Okay.
You're not going to knock out Stipe.
I'm going to go, this is going to be an absolute fucking grinder
Yeah.
of a fight. I don't think it ends with a submission or a knockout. This shit's going to go to decision. And if it does go to decision, I'm rolling with the big white man, Stipe Miocic, who is one of my all-time favorite fighters.
I love
can't help
Stipe.
it. Heart says Stipe. Head even says Stipe. This is one time I am all in. All in.
The only thing I have to say about that is you don't spend a lot of time punching fires.
Yeah, but you got to be able to breathe in fire.
Well, what's going to be interesting is the takedown defense. And yes, Stipe is but John Jones, man, look what he did to DC. I mean, that guy is an Olympian. And, like, so that's going to be the big thing. And
Hey, but so was Rayya.
stay – yeah.
Now officially retired from breaking.
Yeah. But we'll see. I just hope it's a good fight.
I hope so too. I really do.
You know, especially for all the build-up, the delay.
It's MSG.
I just hope both teams have fun.
Yeah.
You know what? This could be the last ride for both these guys.
Yeah.
There's a very high chance that doesn't matter who wins, they're going to hold the belt for a hot second and just be like, I'm done.
Yeah. Well,
I could see John Jones possibly defending one time. But I think if Stipe wins, he's going to ride off to the sunset with that thing. He is not going to defend. He's just going to be like, mic drop, I'm out. This is what I came back for. This is all I needed. And you know what? It wouldn't shock me if John Jones does the same thing, especially with the way he's been handling these Tom Aspinall questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't feel like either one guy is intimidating of anybody on the planet. However, there's always a high risk when you're going
absolutely.
up. And Tom is that high risk. I mean, he's a freight train. He's younger. He's faster. And so that's even a fight. Even if you possibly win, you're not walking out the same. And at their age, I mean.
And their legacies, like, it's fine.
They've done everything.
They don't need to do more. And you know what? As a fight fan, I'd be happy either way. If both those guys retire Saturday, I'm good. Because you know what that opens the door for? Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira. Oh, Luke does not like this.
Well, it depends on how
I heard
it depends on how if Pereira Ankalaev goes, especially from the wrestling aspect. Because I don't believe Ankalaev is going to go stand with Pereira like he says he is. That would be title stupidity.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, moving forward, the state of MMA is in such great hands with, you know, these stars that are, I was going to call them
leftovers.
They are not leftovers. That was the wrong word.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Oh, goodness. That was the fireball talking. No, I'm saying with this next generation of fighters, they're exciting. People are tuning in more so than they used to. Everybody fucking loves Alex Pereira. We talk about it like every other episode at this point, how much we love this guy. So I would love to see him come up to the heavyweight division and see what he can do, what mess he can make, and possibly be the first guy to have 3 belts in 3 different divisions.
That's pretty good, gangs.
It would be. So let me ask you this. The co-main for 309 is our buddy, Chucky Olives, Charles Oliveira, and Michael Chandler, who finally is getting a fight after being on ice waiting for Conor McGregor, which I called would never happen. So here we are. How do we see this big battle at 155 shaking out?
I got Charles Oliveira. You know, the activity. Activity is huge. Charles is so quick, so fast. I mean, look, we know how we saw this fight happen before. Now, can Michael make, changes? For sure. I think the way he wins, if he doesn't catch him flesh right off the bat in the front, he's got to go back to utilizing his wrestling. I know he loves these gunfights. They're exciting, but you're not going to win that with Charles Oliveira.
You know, I was in the building when they fought the first time in Houston. I went to that fight. It's Luke's face right now. Yes. I went to Houston to watch Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler the first time. And you know what happened in that fight, Charlie? Michael Chandler knocked him down early.
Yeah.
But Charles Oliveira has the stamina, has the power, the strength, whatever the fuck you call it, got his ass back up and won that fight. And not just won, he dominated after that point. He was the clear winner.
Sometimes you just need your ass rung a little bit.
You ever, get so tired and you just tell your friend to, slap you across the face and you feel like you've been reborn? That's essentially what happened to Charles Oliveira.
Well, But that's kind of how a lot of his career, he'll get touched, he'll get rocked, and then he just has to keep going. He makes those adjustments, and that's why he was the champion. And I
don't
think
want to make him angry.
Michael's such a fun style, but his style is also his biggest downfall in a lot of these fights. Now, the Michael that I used to always like, who was the Bellator champion, he utilized that wrestling in, and he doesn't really do it, and he goes shot for shot, and that could be fun, but you don't want to do it, Charles.
And then you factor in the fact that Michael Chandler was training for Conor McGregor, who is a completely different fighter than Charles Oliveira, right? And yes, they've fought before in the past, but you spent 2 years getting ready for a fight that never happened. That's got to play into it some way, somehow. And I'm rolling with you. This is one of the few times I'm going to be
Was that
boring.
a grappling pun?
Yes, it was. Actually, It was. But I'm going to agree with you and be boring and say, you know what? I do also have Charles Oliveira in this fight. He's one of my favorite fighters as well. Like I said, I've seen him in person. I know what he's capable of. I feel like he's very well-rounded. And I just feel like Michael Chandler just wasted a buttload of time waiting for Cinderella to come back from the ball.
So what happens if Chandler loses? His last win was Tony Ferguson, May 2022.
Woof.
Which, by the way, great knockout.
I'm not going to say his career is over or anything like that. 155 is so fucking crazy. You have the possibility of a Max Holloway, right?
Yeah.
Max is now on the table at 155. Could you see Michael Chandler and Max Holloway being a potential fight if Max doesn't get dusted?
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, but so is he still the BMF time? So he's still the BMF.
He's still the BMF. And you know what?
No, I'd rather see Holloway, Charles Oliveira, too.
That's fair enough. But I'm saying from Michael Chandler's perspective, you were promised a huge fucking payday by fighting Conor McGregor. If you're going to fight Max Holloway, that's the next best thing. That is something he can go into negotiations with and say, you promised me this pay-per-view. I'm never going to see this money. Max is a huge pay-per-view draw. This is how you make it right with me, Uncle Dana. Is that a possibility?
Possibly. Or we get him and Gaethje, too. That was such a fucking fun fight, too.
155 is hands down one of the most fun divisions. Like, all of those guys can stand and bang, or they can totally choke you out. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah, and you still have, I'm sure, one guy who would love to get his L back from him, Dan Hooker. He's in the mix. Yeah.
Dan Hooker 2.0.
Yeah.
Blonde hair and tattoos. Ooh,
hey, remember when Charles
looking.
changed to blonde hair? He got on a win streak.
Yeah.
Charles
Oliveira also has tattoos. No, did you ever hear the story about Dan Hooker? Dan Hooker? When COVID was going on and he was having to travel for the fights, he couldn't see his family.
Yeah.
And it really messed with his head. Like, he got really depressed. And he took I forgot who he lost to at that point. But he took a big loss, and he just decided to be like, you know what? I am just going to fucking train and do nothing else. That's when he dyed his hair blonde. That's when he got his whole body tatted up. And he just became this better evolution of himself in the octagon. And it's paying dividends right now in more ways than one, if you know what I mean.
Just not for Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow needs tattoos before I can say anything nice about him.
No, 155 is exciting. Just so many great matchups you can make, but I think just going back to Charles and Michael, I mean, it should be fireworks at least within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm very excited for this card. Are there any other fights on this card that you're really looking forward to?
Well, shout out to our guys, Ramiz and Damon. They're going to be fighting this weekend, so super excited to see Fortis represented.
Yeah, of course, and Coach Safe leading the way, he seems to always pull out the best of these guys on the biggest stages. And I know personally Ramiz Brahimaj has been dying to fight at MSG, being from New York originally. Yeah. So this is a huge moment for him, and I just couldn't be happier for my brother.
Yeah, it's going to be a stacked card. I'm excited. It is here. May it completely happen. We got a whole week, so.
I know. Are you just waiting on pins and needles? You're hoping nothing bad happens between now and Saturday?
For sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm very nervous always until it's Friday night.
Well, like we said, Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club will have the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight Friday night and UFC 309 Saturday night. This is the place to be. And like we said, we're here on a Monday. Happy hour ended at 7, so only 30 minutes ago, which is lovely. They got poker going. They got pool going. And on Wednesdays, our boy Tanner is here hosting Throw It Back. throwback.
Throw it back.
Throw it down. Throw it back.
Karaoke.
Throw it back, karaoke.
Okay. Any other Dallas sports items you want to get into? I mean, we got the Stars.
Oh, we got
on
the
right
Stars.
We got a raffle.
Now. Oh yes, we do have a
You
raffle.
wanna let 'em know?
I was gonna do the raffle after we did the sports update.
True.
You know, order of operations.
Stick with it.
Well, Rayya, real quick, what do you think? The Mavs right now. I think they're 5-5.
Yeah, we had 2 really tough losses back to back
Yeah.
against Denver and Phoenix
Yeah.
here at home. Both games decided by one was decided by a point, and one was decided by 2 points, I
Yeah.
believe. You know what? I just chalk it up to this team gelling and understanding each other.
Yeah.
I think Luka looks a little gimpy, but he always looks gimpy. I would say it's just going to take some time for Clay Matthews. What? Clay Thompson.
What?
Sorry,
That
I've got
is-
hot blonde guys on my brain right now.
What, from 10 years ago?
Are we gonna
You know
play
what?
some
Ever
Blondie?
since he was in Pitch Perfect, I'm like, this man is attractive.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, okay.
We'll just play cups.
I can do it. I can do it. Anna Kendrick's
You
my
should
favorite.
do it at karaoke on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. You're like dying to hear me sing. I know that.
It's true. I got to know what everybody's chops are.
Yes, you do. But anyway, Clay Thompson. It's just going to take some time for that offense to get together. They do need to play better defense. They cannot be giving up 120 points a game. It's not going to cut it. I believe Tuesday also starts, leading into Tanner's point over here, Tuesday starts the in-season tournament, a.k.a.
Ooh.
the battle for the Emirates Cup. And why is that important, Charlie Van? Let me tell you. We are giving away a signed Dirk Nowitzki jersey.
True dat.
If you follow us, that is 1 entry. If you post us on your story like Luke just did, that is 3 entries.
There you go, Luke.
And and 5 entries if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts or on YouTube. Like I said, it is a signed Dirk Nowitzki jersey. It's signed by the king, the man himself, the president of Dallas, if you will.
Yeah, he gets a key to the city.
He does.
Absolutely. I mean,
Here-
there is a whole ass street named after him. Like,
Right? We are the champions.
He has the key of all
wow,
of
you
our
did that
hearts.
so well. Oh, you almost had a Luke moment.
My Spider-Man senses, though.
Yeah, because you're not actually drinking. Anyway, all right, fam. Anything else you want to add?
Man, keep supporting.
Yeah.
Got a lot of great stuff coming up
Are
here in
we-
the area.
Are we here Monday?
We are here Monday.
Sweet. You know what I'm going to do Monday? I'm going to do a special treat for our audience. And no, I'm going to keep all my clothes on. Thanks for asking.
Just gonna say.
We are going
Never
to
mind.
sample some cocktails.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think it is time for us to work this happy hour cocktail menu and get away from the beer and start hitting
That's true.
some interesting items on that menu. I was thinking about it today. I was like, I need to know what this heavy hitter cocktail tastes like because I keep saying I'm a heavy hitter.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Cocktails next week.
Or are we here Tuesday? Because Monday is the Cowboy game.
Actually, we should be here Monday. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But I have tickets.
Oh, you're not here
Oh,
Monday.
you're
We're
not
not
here. Oh, well, maybe we get Luke. We'll see. We'll see. Monday or Tuesday, come see us. We're
It'll
around.
probably be Tuesday if we don't have Charlie.
True
But-
that.
But you know what? That's okay. Either way, cocktails will be had.
Yes.
And that's
Right.
the important part.
Have a good time.
Yes,
Let's
it will
do
be.
it.
All
All
right.
right.
Shout out to our regulars. Thank you for choosing us. Thank you for tuning in.
Choosy moms choose.
I am
pouring
definitely had more alcohol than I probably should have on an empty stomach. All right. Cheers, y'all. Have a great week.
Cheers.